Okay, so once I got the piston removed from inside the cylinder, I tried to take this bolt out here. It's just regular right-hand threads. So it's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Tried to get it out of the impact, couldn't get it. Finally, I brought my torch from my truck over there, and I heated it up. I got this pretty hot. I continued heating it up until, and I actually removed these two seals from in here first. Before I did, I heated this up until I could see the Loctite on flames coming out from behind the head here, and I could see it melting from back in here, melting all the Loctite out of there. Once I had it nice and cherry red hot, I let it cool for about 15, maybe 30 seconds. And then I took my impact on it again and took it out, and it came out like nobody's business there. So it took heating it up to get it off. Once you get it heated up and took it off, then you have this, and you're actually going to have a seal here. There's a seal in here you have to remove, and there's an O-ring under that seal that needs to come off. Okay, and once you got that off, then you have this piece here. Okay, I've already installed the new parts. They're not hard. Only thing you need to be careful to remember is the O-ring here. The O-ring goes onto the fluid side. Then you have this other little gasket here that goes behind the O-ring there. It goes just like that. Just like that. Okay. And next, you're gonna have your packing here, and your packing's going to go inside of here, and it's what seals against the inside of the rod. And you're always going to install the O-rings towards the fluid. So now, if you don't know what I mean by that, if you look at this packing here, you're going to see that, and you can't tell it, but one side has an O-ring in it. The other side is, see, it's flush, nothing on it. But when I say O-ring, you can actually, if you wanted to, pull that O-ring out of there, see? So the O-ring side always goes to the fluid. I'm gonna press that back in there now, so that you know what I'm talking about. So we're gonna put it in there. Let me prop this up if I can here. So in my case, it's gonna go just like that. O-ring towards the fluid. So we're gonna put it in there. And I've already removed the old one, by the way. So let me get this in there, and then I'll see. I've kind of got it in there now, inside that lip in there. I'm not going to use anything sharp. I've got this this pick here that's sharp. I'm going to use the other end of this to kind of push on it, get it in there. You make sure you don't roll it or anything. Make sure you don't cut it, tear it. Let's start going in there. Make sure it's installed properly. Okay, I've got the packing in there now, see it? It's all the way in, all the way around, nice and seated, and the O-ring facing the proper direction. It's not twisted or anything. The next thing we're gonna do is put our wiper in. Now the wiper is gonna go with the metal side in against this here. I got that there like that. I'm gonna take just an old piece of flat bar I had here laying here on the table. Okay, looks like I've almost got it all the way in there. I'm gonna just kind of take my hammer here, and I've got it around the edge there, and I'm just gonna kind of, it almost fits perfectly around, see, on that metal part. So when I tap this, it's gonna hit all the metal and not the rubber. Okay, I am fully seated all the way around in there now with this wiper. And here is a list of everything I bought. I bought it over here at Hydropower Hydraulics Incorporated in Conroe. Really nice people over there, extremely helpful. And here's a list of what they sold me. If you know that your cylinder is the exact same as mine, then they don't charge you the extra $10 for the seal kit. In other words, they got to go measure all your seals and gather them all up and make you a kit. So if you give them this information, you're going to save yourself $10 more. And they only charged me $40 there for all the seals in this kit. A lot better than a lot of places I've seen. So this is everything you need. There's all the numbers and everything. Or if not, you can probably even mail in all your old stuff to them, and then they're going to charge you the $10 to go through and measure all your stuff for you and make sure that they send you the right stuff back. And I couldn't do that. Mine's were completely deteriorated, and they came out in pieces. So I just took my parts up there to them, and they measured everything and got me set up. Okay, next I'm going to take this part here. I'm going to go ahead and slide it over my shaft here. Let me look in there. There we go. Nice and tight on there. Okay, there we go. That's on there. And then we're gonna come over here and we're gonna add a bunch of Loctite to these threads here. Because it had a bunch on there when I started. Want to make sure it seals back up properly in there. And I'm gonna come over here and we're gonna reinstall it. Got again, that's a 28mm socket here. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is get our cylinder back in the vise, and we're gonna put our piston back in it. Only thing here is you're gonna want to be careful not to shear this yellow seal here. You're gonna want to make sure it goes in, and you kind of push it all the way in around as it goes, so that you don't shear any of it off. And once you got it going your way, you can tap it with a hammer down here on the end. It's kind of hard to do this with just one hand here. I'll come back. I got my piston back in. Before you shove this off the rest of the way in there and make your life easier, go ahead and make sure you line that hole up in here with this slot before you finish the final drive. Okay, so we got that in there. See our holes right there. Let's go ahead and get our keeper ring in here. I'm gonna put it right back in there, just like so. Let's get this cleaned off a little bit here. I got a brand new cylinder here. Let's act like it. So, okay, now, as I was saying, I'm gonna get this hook into that hole in there. Now, once we do that, we can go ahead and we can start turning this. That's it. That's all she wrote.